Hey, welcome to the DGenerationXL podcast. My name is Big Joe Yarbrough, wrestling's biggest fan by 60 pounds. And as always, I'm here with my tag team partner,
Dylan Pack, and today we are bringing you Wednesday Night Wars Week 2. We got NXT going head-to-head against AEW for the second week in a row. We're going to break down each match card. We're going to rate them and see what we thought, and then give a winner at the end.
Honestly, all that and more is going to be coming your way here on the DGenerationXL podcast, where we bring you all things wrestling all around the world.
Break it down. Degenerate into something cool. We just got tired of doing what you told us to do. That's a break, boy. Yeah, that's a break, little man.
Hey, welcome back to the DGenerationXL podcast. We are here to bring you Wednesday Night Wars Week 2. Now, last week, we gave a winner, and both of us unanimously selected AEW with their debut show.
Hands down.
Was going to win, but it wasn't just as a fan. The Nielsen ratings came in, and officially, they smoked NXT.
Blew them out of the water.
Blew them out of the water. It was not even a million viewers for
800
NXT.
something thousand.
891,000, I think, and
To 1.2 million or something like that.
yeah, it was
1.4 million.
1.4 million people watched.
Yeah.
A great debut, highest debut of any television show on TNT ever.
Yeah, Chris Jericho said it live today.
Amazing. So we are really excited to see all these things wrestling and more. But we're going to jump right into it. We're going to be covering all of AEW's match card and their episode of Wednesday Night Dynamite. And then compare it to the card of NXT Live on USA. We opened up the show with an amazing match showing that AEW has the best tag team wrestling. We had the first round of the AEW Tag Team Championship Tournament. And one of the things I love personally is they actually rated tag teams. The Young Bucks were the number 1 seed.
I heard that.
And then Private Party was the number 8 seed. And they wrestled. One of the best parts that I loved about AEW here, they opened the show at about a 22-minute match.
Yeah, it was.
Wow.
That's pretty much unheard of, especially watching WWE. WWE nowadays always starts off with a freaking promo or something.
Yeah, who's coming out? How long before Roman gets in here? Whatever it is.
Yeah, it's.
But wow, they open up the show. Great introduction.
And let's talk about Private Party's entrance.
Oh, the red rope weighing in at the
24 ounces of vodka cranberry.
Amazing, all around, very entertaining. And we get an upset. The number 1 seed is dethroned. The Young Bucks will not be the first tag team champions in AEW.
I love that.
And I love it too. And one of the best things that we noticed is a shout out again. Nick and Matt are showing that they're not just spot monkeys. They can tell a story. When they transitioned to that Meltzer driver,
Ooh.
and then Private Party spoiled it, and the roll up for the upset. Phenomenal match. And it just kept getting better.
Yeah. Next up, we had Jericho and the Inner Circle come out. We didn't know they were the Inner Circle until they were in the ring, but wow, those guys just walking out as a tandem group. If you guys will get to know this a lot about me, but I am in love with factions, and they already have merch up on AEW Shop
Already.
The Inner Circle T-shirt, but we've got Sammy Guevara, we've got Ortiz and Santana, which is now La Raza.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that's what we
That's
heard.
what we heard today. A little Eddie Guerrero tribute. Chris Jericho called him Jake Hagar.
Like Sammy Hagar.
Yeah,
Like
Jake Hagar. And of course Chris Jericho to lead it all off. Man, Chris Jericho goes in. If there's anything I want you to watch from this week's Dynamite, it's this promo, because he took WWE and
Impact
just tore
everyone
them,
else.
Just tore them a new one.
Yeah, he
It
came
was
out great.
Chris Jericho will always be one of the best on the mic. For eternity.
For eternity, he came out there. He took some cracks at the Rasa. I think one of the best parts is that people started chanting his name and saying "Thank you, Jericho," and it just keeps the heel thing going. He doesn't. Most of those wrestlers, especially WWE guys, they want to just be over and they want TV time, and he doesn't need it. So he just takes the heel move and he goes, "How about you sit down and shut up?" While they're chanting for him.
Yep.
He tells them, "Shut up." And I think one of the best parts was when he gets to Jake Hagar.
Yep.
And the crowd starts chanting "We the People" very loudly. And out of nowhere, Jericho interrupts them and says, "Shut up, We the People is dead. It's buried. It's awful. And everyone starts just like, whoa. And he goes off saying, it was a stupid idea from a stupid creative, and it was stupid from the beginning, and it's dead now. Shut your mouths. And
It was
everyone,
perfect.
Yeah, everyone just goes, wow. And then he uses some wrestling lingo, which kind of fourth wall in it.
Oh, kinda.
Yeah, very fourth wall. He goes on to say, this is Jake Hagar. He is not just one of the biggest, baddest dudes in pro wrestling. He is undefeated in Bellator. He's an MMA fighter, and that means he's the baddest dude in wrestling, and he could beat up anyone he wants in any promotion, and that's a shoot. And looks right at the camera, and he says he can beat up any mixed martial artist, former mixed martial artist, pro wrestler, bare knuckle boxer. He's a monster. He's huge. Just look at him.
Oh, he's giant. And that dude is ripped. Let me tell you.
Yeah, Jake Hagar
Since
got
he
big.
left WWE, that dude lifted.
Yeah, we the hormones, dude.
We the hormones.
That was amazing. But we go on now to our next match of the evening. We had one of my personal favorites, Darby Allin against Jimmy Havoc, again some death-defying wrestlers, and they wrestled a wrestling match,
a regular
and
wrestling
a pretty
match.
great one at that. In comparison to the tag team match we saw, I personally think it was as amazing. But Darby Allin picks up the win, and the winner of this match gets to challenge La Championne next week on Dynamite. And so Darby Allin will be competing for an AEW championship match. And now they did get some flack for that because they're like, how are these guys getting a shot at when people like Pac are undefeated, all this? But Cody then still, AEW's got answers for it. They really think wrestling. Cody addressed it on Twitter saying quality of victories and draws and losses will also count towards your opportunities. If you lose a grueling 60-minute match, that's going to be seen as something still positive. If you're going to get a draw and you take someone like myself to the limit, that's why Darby gets an opportunity. And
that is one of my favorite parts. They're sticking with this. They've come out with the seeds. They've come out. I mean, every entrance has their win-loss record, and it just gets me so hyped. It's like have that information in front of me and know like how this wrestler's doing. Like, say if I haven't watched in a while, and it's just keeping me up to date, and I love that.
Yeah, and
Makes it feel like a sport.
Absolutely, and it was really great for you guys to not tune in. AEW Dark debuted this week as well on Tuesday.
Wow.
Phenomenal show on YouTube.
Wow.
Phenomenal production. You got Tony Schiavone just out there.
JR is still on Dark.
Yeah, JR still on Dark as well. You don't get any Vic Josephs, whatever
It wasn't
guys.
like a main event or
You don't get basically the Raw commentary team out there.
Yeah.
You get the quality commentary team to still a very live poppin' crowd.
Yes.
And so it was phenomenal. It was awesome.
What I loved is that those matches counted.
They did
They weren't actually just dark matches.
They count towards their record, which is why Darby Allin got a shot.
Yeah, Darby Allin won on AEW Dark, and which is why he was inserted into the match with Jimmy Havoc on Dynamite.
Amazing thing.
Next up, we had Britt Baker, Dr. Britt Baker, and Riho, the first ever AEW Women's Champion.
Oh, yeah.
Taking on Emi Sakura and B. Priestley.
Yeah.
I got real tired of Sakura very fast.
Oh, Sakura Mercury. with
Yeah,
the little mic.
yeah.
What I think is so funny is that she still runs with it. On the debut of Double or Nothing, SCU, Christopher Daniels came out as Freddie Mercury and had the whole little mic thing, and then she just was like, "Damn it, I just gotta run with it." It's
I
just like,
just got to do it.
unbelievable, and she's keeping it. And
Whatever.
Yeah, I kind of get. She's unfortunately, this is a good match. This is one area that I think that AEW is starting to see their first uphill battle
Yes.
in comparison with a
Very
WWE
much.
product. The women of WWE from NXT, SmackDown, and Raw, they are just all of them, I would say, would be top stars in AEW because AEW's women's division needs a little bit of help.
Yeah, WWE's women's division is head and shoulders above AEW.
Yeah, what they lack in stories, the women are holding it down in WWE, and this match kind of showed it for me a little bit. We did get the Britt Baker, Bea Presley feud ignited, but again, Emi Sakura,
They're slow.
they're very slow. That's what I've noticed. Like the pace from the guys is slower. Where I feel like the Charlottes and the Alexas and the Beckys and Sashas, they can keep that pace in like that AEW pace and roll with the boys. The women, I don't know so much.
Yeah.
A Nyla Rose can, but like even then, a Rio and Amy Sakura. was just kind of botching all over the place.
Yeah, it was rough. It was rough for me to watch, especially, which is, it's glad that we're talking about this because we're not just AEW fanboys. We are going to dig into the nitty gritty and give you the goods and the bads.
Yeah, they really need to pick up some solid, top-notch women out there, I think. Is
100%.
And some of them that are out there, I think they don't showcase enough, like Penelope Fords, I think can really hang with them. But I think that's really, and that there's still some women out there that they could pick up.
Yeah, for sure. They could definitely spruce it up a little bit. But as for right now, I think that's probably the worst division in AEW.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, then we had a little bit of a promo from the Best Friends, which I think we both are in agreement. The Best Friends were dimming down for me.
Yeah.
It was just the video package they had leading into their ringside interview was rough, but the only saving grace is they asked them how they feel about their chances in the tournament, and they said, how do we feel? Don't ask us. Ask him. And as they parted ways, the crowd pops to a sluggish, freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy. And he just sits there with the limpest wrist. Just great little thing there. Lights go out, and we get center of the ramp, the unofficial chairman of AEW, Sean Spears. Now, this for me, I thought the match was great.
Yeah.
But it is disappointing what they're doing here with Sean Spears.
Yeah, Sean Spears, I was so excited for him to get out of WWE because he was just getting jobbed out time and time again. So I was so excited for him to leave, get out to the indies, really express himself as a character because as a character, he is one of the he was one of the best, I think, at portraying his character. Yep. And he's also a great wrestler. So it really upsets me that at pretty much all the matches that he's been in AEW, he's done the job, you know? Like
he's doing the JOB, and maybe that's realistically it can build to his character that he's a good hand. He's a good player coach.
Even his character now is so tight.
It is tight. I think that we're going to need to see some more from him.
Why did you have to stick him in there with Moxley? Why did you have to stick Sean Spears there?
Absolutely. I think that's he should have. If anything, he should have been inserted in a match with Darby and Jimmy.
Yeah, I would have loved that.
That would have been great.
Jimmy could still take the pin and Darby still stay safe.
Yeah, exactly. And Jimmy has the record for it.
Yeah.
But either way, Sean Spears takes on Jon Moxley. They have a great interaction. Tully Blanchard really helping out. Very old school NWA wrestling with those two. Doing a great job. But Moxley picks up the paradigm shift and he wins. It's what happens after, though, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. So Moxley is walking up the ramp and he finds a Kenny Omega at the top of the ramp waiting for him with a barbed wire wrapped broom. It was a broom, I think.
Yes, a broom.
And then he had a barbed wire wrapped bat.
Yes.
So Kenny Omega throws the barbed wire bat at Jon Moxley and basically goes, "Let's go! Like pick it up, let's go."
Absolutely. And then we're thinking we're gonna get a pretty great barbed wire showdown, but out of nowhere, the bastard Pac comes in and hits Kenny in the back of the head with a chair, kind of inserting himself into this feud. Basically, I think this is leading up to one of those three people are going to be the ones that decrown Le Champion.
Yes.
But it's going to be a bloodbath. I'm hoping for a triple threat, that's going to blow doors.
If this triple threat happens, good luck to NXT that week. Good luck.
Yeah, that's going to be a rough one. But then we close out the show with the Inner Circle, with them taking on the Inner Circle members, Jericho and Sammy Guevara.
Yep.
Which, to me personally, I think Sammy Guevara is kind of random in there. We talked about Sean Spears should have been the one in there.
Yeah, I agree.
Sammy is just a little out there.
It would have given him some sort of life where he could be a part of the winning side, not necessarily having to win, but just be a part of the winning faction.
Absolutely. So we have Sammy Guevara and Chris Jericho with Jake Hagar at ringside, taking on the Natural, Dustin Rhodes, and Adam Hangman Page. And this is a great match.
A great match.
Good wrestling. La Champion brings it. Sammy Guevara gets his butt whooped. He's a seller.
Yeah, let's talk about that swinging neck breaker.
We're going to get to that. But he was selling some serious blows from both Dustin, from Page. This match is ended, though, with some distraction and the paradigm shift, or not paradigm shift, the Judas effect, my bad. Ooh. The Judas effect hit on the natural Dustin. Poor Dustin, 0-3.
Yeah.
0-3. You come here to your little brother's company.
I don't know if he cares that much.
Maybe he's just there to support.
I think he just wants to be there, dude.
But he is also still kind of seen as a top guy.
He is.
He's not just a gimmick of a Goldust. He is the natural there, and I think people take him seriously. He does a great job. I want to see
He can
it.
still hang with the big boys.
I still want to see a bloody Dustin again. That
Yes.
changed my life.
We didn't even talk about Jericho's promo talking about Cody Rhodes and Dusty.
Yeah, he went on to go on saying how he hated Cody, he hated Dusty Rhodes, he was a jerk, and how
Rest in peace.
Yeah, and then said that Dustin Rhodes is a hack, and he just thought he was
it
awful.
bad.
But this added insult to injury, and after the match, we have the Inner Circle beaten down on Hangman and on Dustin Rhodes. But then the crowd starts popping off for Cody. Lights go down. When lights come up, there he is. Cody's in the ring. Very cool. Very out of his character, but I love a good lights out, lights up. You know?
I like it too, but definitely did not fit with his character. I was expecting like a Dark Order. I thought Dark Order was going to show up for some reason because that's what happens when the lights go down.
Yeah, I thought they were going to give me another debut of a wrestler.
That would have been sick.
I would be like 2 weeks in a row. It's just like this roster just keeps getting bigger and more factions are keeping added. But anyway, what happens is Cody comes in there and he just lays waste to Sammy Guevara. And you were saying, like...
It was bad, yeah. Cody gives him a crossroads, and I've never seen somebody take a crossroads so well.
He snaps homie's neck.
Yeah, dude scorpions and bounces off of his neck. It was the most insane thing I'd seen on the show that far. Wow.
Amazing. Cody then starts taking it to Jericho, and they're going at it. But then here comes Santana and Ortiz to make the save. Okay, that's one thing that I have to say. Was it Ortiz? Or is that
Ortiz?
Santana? Ortiz with the stop. Put your tongue in your mouth. My newborn son has a better job of keeping his tongue in his mouth. Someone needs to teach that boy some manners. I get you're from the streets.
Yeah.
But that's just like more common sense than it is.
It just never stopped.
Yeah,
It got a little uncomfortable after a while.
Yeah, when they started shitting Eddie, it got more salivated. It was just really weird. But they come to make the save. They beat down on Cody. And then we get a save in there from the Young Bucks. Young Bucks come in there. Or before the Young Bucks, we get MJF.
That's
MJF with a chair, and they tease. They're just teasing us. That is going to be an eventual blow up when it happens, and it's going to come more out of nowhere. It's not going to be kind of predictable.
It wouldn't be something like this.
No, MJF came out with a chair, teasing a turn on Cody. Jericho even asked him, "Do you want to make the turn?" Kind of held up Cody. He looked like he was going to lure them in, laying waste with chairs all around to everybody, saving Cody, but then turned his back on the GOAT. He turned his back on La Champion. And he eats a code breaker.
Eats a code breaker for sure. But at the same thing, Inner Circle stands tall again 2 weeks in a row.
Then we do get the save from the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks make the suicide dive to they get the super kick party going. Suicide dives to Santana and Ortiz, and Jericho gets out of the ring.
Leaves with his championship belt.
His championship, and maybe to celebrate a little bit of bubbly, but they don't fully stand tall because up from the ramp comes the new #1 contender, Darby Allin, on his skateboard. Going X Games mode. Goes full X Games mode. He jumps off the board and just starts taking it to Jericho. And then Jericho takes the skateboard to the back.
The skateboard
grip
bump.
tape side.
Oh, that was rough. It's better than truck side.
I feel like, really?
It's better. Grip tape side would suck if it was like a scrape.
But you're shirtless. You're shirtless. Either way, it was a tough bump, and it showed that the elite, as well as some of the faces, stood tall against this new NWO-like faction that looks like they're taking over.
I love it.
Show ended with a great note. But
they know how to end a show.
They do know how to end a show. It made me want to watch some more. We now move to NXT.
Oh man, NXT started off great. I thought it started off pretty damn good.
We start off with a surprise. We thought we were going to get a promo, typical WWE format, and we start with a match.
Yeah, Lio Rush versus the Cruiserweight Champion, the NXT Cruiserweight Champion.
Yeah, they slipped that into us. The Cruiserweight title is now an NXT title.
Which, okay, if you got to fill the 2 hours, you got to fill the 2 hours.
Which, fun fact, I was at the Friday SmackDown in Los Angeles, and one of the more upsetting parts was just, obviously, it was upsetting that we didn't get to see the new heavyweight champion bring the pain to Kofi Kingston a little bit longer, but he's there to collect checks, not to break necks. And
Dude, go home.
I'm here. This is where I live. But we didn't get 205 live after.
Yeah, I heard
So-
that was rough. People were booing.
Yeah, no 205 live after, which makes me believe that maybe 205 is going away.
Actually, or they're just merging with NXT.
Absolutely. So there's new NXT title, and we had Leo versus Gulak.
What a match. What a match. Drew, I did not think that Drew Gulak was going to lose here on NXT TV.
I jokingly told you, I said, I think Leo's going to win. I think they need to compete. And I was like, I don't really
Well,
think
I
so.
just saw a poll today of current longest reigning WWE champions, and Drew Gulak was one of them, over 100 days
Wow.
that he's been Cruiserweight champion.
Catch Point, dude. Catch Point was so great. I love Catch Point.
But wow. And I mean, Leo, the man of the hour, Leo Rush,
Yeah, he came to collect.
he came to collect.
I love that song, dude.
What I loved a lot more was the sportsmanship at the end.
I love Gulak. I wish they let Gulak do Catch Point in NXT and have Riddle be a part of it.
Yeah.
The Catch Point is such a good, like it's very similar to the what is now Imperium but was formerly Ring Comp, that the mat is sacred, wrestling is sacred, this is a sport, and Catch Point. Like I just thought it was really great. Yeah, Leo takes it with the lowdown that he does. You know,
Yeah,
dude.
the lowdown.
Shout out to D'Lo Brown, dude.
Yeah.
Like, what's the difference? I love that. I love D'Lo, dude. Wherever
Dude.
you're at.
Yeah, Leo Rush is a very underrated superstar. He is stiff.
He's stiff. You think so?
I think Leo Rush is stiff.
I think he got stiffer, but
Yeah.
I think Gulak can be stiff too. But I like it. I think they're starting to showcase a little bit more of a high impact wrestling. We moved to a women's match, and even these women brought it. Rhea Ripley,
Yeah.
NXT UK, and she's great, dude. She's great. She's great on the mic. She's great.
She's got a great look.
She's got a great look. She's buff. She reminds me of a Charlotte build.
She's
just bigger.
Almost like a less buff China, dude. She's tall.
She's very tall. She has like a mix of like a Charlotte and a Dana Brooke.
Yeah,
Like,
that's good.
That's what she really looks like, and because she still has a very like China. Sometimes I felt like had the features of more like when we were younger. It was like that's a man.
Yeah.
you know, I don't know, but she has that more. When you get in the ring with like we saw Trish and Charlotte at SummerSlam, you're like, Charlotte's a big
Yeah,
girl.
Trish
Like,
is a tiny little.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So Rhea Ripley here,
I love you.
Lays waste to Aaliyah with Vanessa Bourne in her corner, and she hits her submission. This like figure four with her arms, and
picks homie up.
Dude, I was like, how is she holding her up? And then just slam, and then boom, scorpions
it,
her.
dude.
And it's a tap out, and she calls out Shayna Baszler. And if anyone can give her a run for the money, it's former NXT UK Women's Champion Rhea Ripley. She's bad.
What I loved is I hadn't really been keeping up with Rhea Ripley too much. She was in the Mae Young Classic, and she did really well there. And then she became the first ever NXT UK Women's Champion, and now she's on the NXT roster. And dude, when she got on the mic, I was a little bit worried. I'm always worried when I'm not too sure about a wrestler.
Yep.
She got on the mic, delivered her promo perfectly, and that was it.
Dropped the
There
mic
was
and
no
everything.
stutters. There was no hiccups. There was nothing. She cut the promo, very stern, dropped the mic, and left. Perfect.
That was really great. And what was next?
Next up, we had my homies, Breezango, the former Fashion Police.
Under construction.
Under construction. They had a big construction entrance, so I'm hoping that means that their gimmicks are under construction because this was kind of rough for me to watch. But they were actually scheduled to take on Everrise. Everrise actually showed up, but they were being dragged out by the Forgotten Sons.
That's right.
Tough to be them, but the Forgotten Sons took their spot in this match and pretty much squashed my boys.
Yeah, they
There was
squashed the
there was no
boys.
match here.
Yeah, I was telling you, I think the only thing that came to mind while we were watching it was that I remember watching one of those NXT behind the scenes where Fandango was working on coming back, and I said, hey, did you ever watch that? You're like, I don't think so. And I said, yeah, Fandango had very seriously and emotionally talked about how he was tired of being a comedic wrestler, and here he is, Magic Mike construction boy doing it.
He
It's-
is great at it.
He's great at it. He just smells the crap out of one of the freaking girls' hair. And I'm like,
I love it.
This was it was whatever for us, you know.
Yeah,
at least
it
for
was
myself.
rough, man. They deserve way better than that.
Yeah. Next we have Boa versus Cameron Grimes, aka NXT's Hangman, and formerly known as Trevor Lee, and he's got to stop with the whole. He looks more like he's in a Chicago than he is in like.
And he's too dad bod for me.
He's too hairy. Dude, he looks like you.
Looks like me.
He looks like you.
With long hair.
Yeah, you with long hair, just same like physique. Not really physique, just a little bit, maybe a little slimmer waist.
Yeah, a
not
little
too much
slimmer. Wow, dude.
You're what, like 160?
Yeah, 160.
Yeah.
On a bad day.
I bet.
Yeah, dude, can't believe you just said that.
I'm sorry, dude.
A smaller waist, dude. I'm a 30 waist.
Are you really 30 waist?
No.
I was like, wow. I was like, dang, I'm really impressed. But anyway, Cameron Grimes hits a distraction, points up to the ramp to a Killian Dane who's making his way down, and bell rings. Double foot stomp, standing foot stomp to Boa. 1, 2, 3.
What a great move.
What a great move. He plants them in the ground. He plants them.
Yeah,
in the ground.
I liked the move. I don't know how I feel about the character. I think how do you come up with a cowboy gimmick after Hangman? Like,
That's just,
Hangman's real cowboy shit.
yeah, you're right.
You know
I
what
was
I
gonna
mean?
say that's it there. Killian Dane then just lays waste to Boa.
Yeah,
And then
I don't understand the point, but
yeah, I don't know, is there a feud coming? But then he just comes up, throws him on top of the announce table, and yells at the announcers, "This is only the beginning." Which I hope it's the end, because I wasn't super entertained.
So yeah, Killian Dane versus Cameron Grimes, I'm guessing, is going to be the feud going forward. But that didn't really get me invested at all.
No,
I don't think there was any point there.
No, I'm kind of. I feel like they're just putting Killian Dane. You put someone in street clothes, all of a sudden they're a heel, and then they just start attacking people.
And why not have him why not interrupt the match? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't understand.
You still had Cameron Grimes win, and Killian Dane was there for no reason.
Yeah, just to show he
I
was
don't know,
strong.
man. But anyway, next up we had Roderick Strong versus Isaiah Swerve Scott.
That's our boy from the Lucha Temple. Kill shot, baby, going up against Roddy Strong. And this was match of the night because, I don't know what.
On both shows?
On both shows? I don't think so. I think Private Party, Young Bucks really, because that was just pop, pop, pop.
Yeah, that was
But this is a match of the night for NXT. Wow. I don't know what heat is on both of them, but they were taking it to each other. Roddy's pissed at Isaiah.
They don't like each other.
I don't think they like each other at all, because it was stiff chops, stiff elbows, stiff knees.
I've never seen someone put so much muscle into a chop.
Oh, Roderick gave Walter a run for his money tonight.
Yeah, if you want to see a real stiff, strong style sort of match, go watch this one. It was starting to get a little bit uncomfortable.
We were watching during the commercial break, so they split the screen, and I'm just watching going like, dude, Roddy needs to start pulling a little. Those are really hurting. And then Isaiah would come back, and he would just full on closed fist punches.
Yeah.
No hands to the face, just boom.
Dude, I mean, whatever. If this was talked about before and this is what they wanted to do, fine, whatever. But holy moly, dude.
Yeah, great setups. We got a slight distraction from the Undisputed Era's help.
Yeah.
And then we got Roddy going over, but still makes Isaiah Swerve Scott look really strong.
Really strong. The only way that Roddy won was from a distraction.
Yep. And then we have Adam Cole cutting a promo saying, you see, people think they can come to NXT and challenge the Undisputed Era because they're the top dog, like Finn Balor did, like Ciampa did. And we get an interruption from none other than The Dream, dude.
Wow.
And it was perfect timing because Cole says something like they could just dream on. All of a sudden, he's on the screen. He said, did somebody say dream? Boom. And he's over in the corner somewhere. All the lights, the music hits, and the hands are up. Amazing. Cuts a fire promo, and then calling out Roddy in 2 weeks at their takeover, I guess, that they're going to be having, and for the North American title, and then post a very funny picture of a very risque position of Roddy with his North American title.
About this.
Yeah, and then tells him that when you lose your belt, not only is Dream going to strip you of your North American title, but he's going to strip you of that facade, and everyone's going to see that size really does matter. And when he snaps his fingers, the belt is gone, and it's a censored, tiny version of his libido, and it's very small.
Wow, it was a great touch for live TV.
Yeah,
it's not something I would expect from an NXT WWE product, but wow, did it entertain me? I love looking at it.
What?
Anyway, back to our regularly scheduled program.
Well, what's even better is as soon as that happens, before you can get a laugh in, boom, we get the heartbeat. Ciampa is back.
Yep.
Ciampa comes out with the crutch.
He's ready to get Goldie back.
Yep, and he comes in with a chair. Undisputed Era just leaves the ring, and he sits in a chair, faces them, gets a microphone, doesn't look at Adam Cole, doesn't look at Bobby Fish, doesn't look at anyone, looks straight at that NXT title and says, Goldie, Daddy's home. Whew, and the crowd starts chanting, Daddy's home. Daddy's home. What a great segment. I personally think Ciampa should be the one that gets his belt back. He's just so phenomenal. He is more NXT. Him and Gargano are NXT. To me, they're the now.
Finn Balor was NXT when NXT wasn't
He
cool.
was NXT.
When NXT wasn't cool.
If anything, I think he's like the Undertaker of NXT. He doesn't need the belt. He's just like
I could agree with that.
yeah. So I think that's where we're at.
Next up, we had Bianca Belair versus Dakota Kai.
Team Kick. Yeah, I'm not a big Dakota Kai fan.
Yeah, I don't know. You were saying that she wasn't a great wrestler.
I don't think
I
she's
just
that
see
great.
it differently.
I've been watching lately.
Look, she was a little botchy tonight.
She was botchy.
Little
I think
botch.
it's since the injury. I think she's just kind of lost a step or two. The ring rust is very apparent.
She'll get it back.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I like Dakota Kai, but honestly, I think Dakota Kai would be a better heel than anything. Team Kick as a heel would be way better.
I agree with you there.
Yeah, especially after the injury, I was taken from me. I need to make the best of my opportunities,
Yep.
ultimate opportunities kind of thing. But yeah, she takes on the who I think is really great, the EST, the formerly undefeated Bianca Belair.
Bianca Belair is very underrated, I believe.
She should be a part of Bootleg Private Party.
That's what I was saying. I think that she should definitely be a part of Street Profits.
Yeah.
I think that her and Montez Ford are married. But I think that she would just be a great addition to that tandem. And yeah, I don't know. I just think they would fit well.
Yeah, we have Bianca Belair going over, and Bianca Belair then kind of throws her hat in the mix with Shayna Baszler and says, Rhea Ripley thinks she can beat Shayna Baszler. She's going to have to get through me. And it's like, well, you've already lost multiple times to Shayna Baszler.
Yeah, but if I get a Rhea Ripley Bianca Belair match out of this, I'm for that.
I'm for it too. I think Rhea Ripley's can really look really strong with that as well.
Yeah, just gonna give her another woman to put over.
We get to the main event, and unfortunately, this main event for me personally kind of felt like, I could have done without that. It could have been built a little better. We get the ring general Walter against Kushida.
Yeah,
Good match. It was a great wrestling match for that.
good match. Kushida's not really doing it for me in NXT right now. I don't feel like I really vibe with the character very much.
Really?
Yeah.
It's his character from New Japan.
I know. I don't know. Just as a whole, as a character, period. I'm just like.
I like Kushida. I think this was a bad move to put him against a Walter. Walter is so over.
He's so over.
He should have been put in a feud with someone like a Cameron Grimes or someone like
Someone who doesn't matter.
someone that matters, that has some kind of establishment. Maybe even like a. He should have been put in a feud with. I'm trying to think of NXT superstars.
It's rough.
He could
They're
have
all
been.
being used right now.
He could have been in a Killian. He should have been a Killian Dane kind of.
That would have been good. Killian Dane versus Walter.
Yeah, he could have totally taken out Killian Dane. I think that would have been a really good kind of a feud there.
Yeah.
But they put him in here with Walter. Great hard style match. Very stiff as well. Bringing some of that Japanese hard, strong style mixed with Walter's just brutal strikes. Walter goes over with the power bomb, and it's a 1-2-3, and that ends NXT. Again, NXT for us kind of struggling to end on a high note.
Yeah, it's struggling to get off the ground after the first match.
Yeah, they'll get a victory each one. I feel like with this one this week it was Roddy versus Swerve.
Yeah,
And there's wow, this is something I'm watching. I'm invested, and then it's like I forgot about everything else. Where we get to AEW and we get a great start, an okay middle, some ups and some downs, some promos that are great, and then we always end on a high note as well.
always. Which is, I think they get it though. You know what I mean?
They get it. They get what wrestling.
We're turning on. We're excited. The first thing we want to see is action. They start us off right. They get us pumped, and then they give us a great wrestling show. And then at the end, we've been watching for 2 hours at this point. They want to end it on a high note, get us pumped up to watch next week, and that's what they do. They've killed it two weeks in a row now.
Amazing. So who do you have winning for Wednesday Night Wars Week 2?
AEW.
AEW.
Yeah, no doubt about it. It was closer this week. And week 2 is definitely closer. I mean, it wasn't very close, but it was closer than last week. but AEW is still taking it for me.
For me, I'm gonna say it's AEW as well, but it's for me it's not too close. I found myself when I was watching AEW, it's just like I don't want to be on my phone. They know how to keep the action going. Where there are lulls, it's I can go to the bathroom for parts when the best friends are doing a promo. Orange Cassidy, I missed that. I think that's funny. But NXT, it's just like I'm at lulls before I want to see something. I'm picking up my phone. At one point, I was picking up my phone just to see when the contracts of WWE guys were up so that AEW could use the guys that are being entertained, you know? So for me, AEW as well, but not by about the same margin from last week.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that there's still so much more storytelling to be there. And this is 2 weeks in a row of AEW, and it's only going to probably pop off for me most likely next week. I don't know what the card is next week officially, but we've still yet to see the bad boy Joey Janela on a Dynamite, and I once he's there, whatever he's doing, I'm a mark for. So these are personal opinions, but yeah, that about wraps it up here for the Wednesday Night Wars. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment what you guys think. If you think NXT won, if you think AEW won, we will also report the Nielsen ratings every single week here to see if we matched up with you, the viewers, and if you guys stuck it to them. I mean, especially. I imagine that the viewers actually kind of went up with a rough Hell in a Cell and a rough Raw.
The numbers this week might be pretty skewed.
We'll see what it is, but we're really excited. Thanks for tuning in. I've been Big Joe Yarbrough.
And I am Dylan Pack, and here at the DGenerationXL podcast, we're here to bring you all things wrestling all around the world. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you next time.
See ya.